Top 10 Fall Places in Turkey. Only a few countries offer amazing tourist attractions all around the country. One of them is Turkey. Turkey is a large European country that houses the most intriguing tourist sites. If you are thinking of a country to visit this fall, Turkey is your best try. It is mainly known for its beautiful beaches and sparkling water, and many tourists cannot help but gush about the ancient relics and objects scattered all around the country. This are historical houses and pieces from different cultures, like the Roman culture, Ottoman, and even Ethiopian Empire. So, add Turkey to your travel plans, and let's show you 10 cities you must visit the second your plane hits the tarmac. Number 1 on our list is Istanbul. If you want to visit and admire the relics in Turkey, Istanbul is the first place you must try. This popular city was once the capital of the Ottoman and Byzantine empires, so of course, it is littered with remnants of the old kingdoms. It is the largest city in Turkey, and even one of the largest in the world. It is also the only city in the world that connects 2 continents, Europe and Asia. When you visit Turkey, take a ride to the Grand Bazaar, which has been open for over 60 years. The streets that lead to the bazaar have such an ancient feel with its paved and narrow streets. You are even allowed to take pictures of the pretty houses that line the street. At the bazaar, you can shop for souvenirs. Another popular market is the Egyptian spice market, where you can shop for your well-crafted souvenirs. And then there's the Istiklal Street. This street is full of stores, cafes, and restaurants. These chic restaurants and cafes sell delicious local meals you will never forget, especially their Turkish coffee. Make sure to admire Hagia Sophia while you're in Istanbul. This place was a very important spot in history. It was once the main seat of Constantinople. Years ago, scholars studied this building because it was the most architectural achievement of the Byzantine Empire. But one popular building you must visit is the Galata Tower. It has one of the highest points of the city. If you climb to the top of this building, you would enjoy the beautiful panoramic view of Istanbul. Next is Cappadocia. This city is in central Anatolia, in central Turkey. It has fairy tale landscapes with large formations that look like chimney cones. The natural landscape is already worth the visit, but the man-made houses, churches, and underground, carved from soft rock, makes it even more fascinating. Some of the caves are now hotels that cater professionally to tourists. Want to know something interesting about this city? It has a hot air balloon. From there, you will gasp at the beautiful, rocky city with its mushroom-shaped rock formations. It even has an open-air museum in Göreme. If you prefer a quiet village to a city, you should try our third spot, Oludeniz. Imagine a peaceful village with lush forests filled with large trees. But if this is not enough to convince you, the pretty beaches should. This village has the most famous beaches in the world. The waters are so deep blue, it is one of the smoothest places in the world to paraglide. You can sunbathe on the beaches and build castles with your family. You can even take a dip in the waters and play some beach football with the family. But no matter what you do, make sure to enjoy the unforgettable seafood. If you prefer hiking to simply sitting on a beach, visit the Oludeniz Mountains. These tall mountains are a torture to climb, but people who love a challenge always opt for this exercise. If you don't like the idea of hiking up a mountain, visit the ruins of the village of Kayaköy. There is a lot to see, and you will definitely learn a lot about old empires. But the best place to visit for outdoor activities is Bodrum. Bodrum is slowly becoming one of the most popular cities in Turkey amongst tourists. So, grab a cup of Bodrum while it's still hot. The most attractive characteristic of Bodrum is its exclusiveness. Not everyone can get in. Many wealthy celebrities fly down to Bodrum when they want to escape the cameras. But this city also has a thriving traditional village life. It even has a wine industry and low-key restaurants that serve unforgettable meals. You can take a boat trip around the peninsula and peep into the coves along the coastline. You can even stop by Orak, an uninhabited island. Even though it is inhabited, it has a bar, lunch houses, and even a barbecue. You can also cruise down the Dalyan River. From the boat, you'll be able to enjoy ancient ruins and see mud baths. Slather in the healing mud and spend some time on Iztuzu Beach, where the river meets the sea. If you're lucky, you might also spot some turtles. While making plans with the water, take a day trip to the Greek island of Kos, or the nearby island of Rhodes, or Black Island, where you'll find a cave with mineral springs. A quick splash in this spring is said to heal skin ailments, and there is still a lot to see. The ruins of Halicarnassus is on the eastern part of the city. It was built in the 4th century BC and was once one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It had a large wall and 2 large gates. One of those gates, the Mindos Gate, still stands. You can also explore the Karnas vineyards and enjoy the full wine tasting and dining experience. Your hosts will show round the cellars and even explain how their wine is made. There are several ranches in the area if you love horse ridis, or you can visit the Sekimuran Arts Museum and see a collection of the legend's outfits and paintings. Even his house still stands. But you must visit the Castle of St. Peter. It was built in the 15th century by Crusader knights from England, France, Italy, and Germany, who each constructed one of its 4 towers. You would even find a collection of artifacts retrieved from shipwrecks around the coast. But after enjoying the vineyards and engaging in all the boat rides, you can visit the Cappadocia Falls and swim in freshwater waterfalls. This is a favorite of wildlife photographers around the world. Some of the most unique nature photos scattered on the internet were taken in this spot. But if this does not dazzle you, the Pamukkale waterfall must. People loved it so much that UNESCO also made it a World Heritage Site in 1988. Pamukkale means cotton castle in Turkish. Imagine enjoying the view of an iced waterfall. But Pamukkale isn't an iced waterfall. It is made up of thermal springs that are forced to the surface by the constant technical movements of the mountain. Its white color comes from the accumulation of minerals in its pools. Many humans have bathed in its pool for thousands of years. As an adventure, you can take a walk from the base of the mountain and go up the water wells. You can then sit for a while and enjoy the healing waters. Another exciting place is Hierapolis, which was also declared a World Heritage Site. This ancient Greek city was built on top of the hot springs by the kings of Pergamon. Tourists are always shocked to see the ruins of the old baths, old temples, graveyards, and other Greek monuments at the site. It is an explorer's dream, but you know the one place you must visit? It's Izmir. This has been named one of the most beautiful cities in Turkey, famous for the Kemeraltı market. This market sells one of the most beautiful jewelry, handicrafts, and even clothes. You would definitely leave with a souvenir that would always remind you of the city. Feel free to fix the Hisar Mosque in your itinerary too, even in your bucket list. This mosque is one of the largest in Izmir, but this is not why people love it. Tourists trek to the mosque to gaze at its beautiful designs and the unique colors on the wall. If you are in search of more relics, take a walk through Konak Square. That is where the famous Izmir clock tower is. Not only is the clock tower 25 meters high, but it also has 4 fountains at its base. You can find a few designs from the Ottoman culture on its walls. Another top-tier location is the Ephesus. This city is not only popular amongst Christians as a biblical city, it is also Europe's most complete classical metropolis. This is quite admirable, seeing as it has existed since the 1st century BC. Back then, this city, located in Aegean Turkey, was one of the largest cities in the entire Roman Empire. It even housed one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. This wonder was the Temple of Artemis. Because the people of Ephesus preserved the ruins of its buildings, it is still one of Turkey's most popular tourist attractions. One of its preserved spots that you must see is the massive theater. The theater is considered the largest arena in the world, and it has Greek and Roman architecture. This is also where the great festival takes place. The Ephesus Festival is a regular ritual that celebrates the old customs of this ancient city. But there are other historical sites, such as the Temple of Hadrian, the hillside houses, and even the ancient but magnificent Library of Celsus. Imagine walking into a 2-story library built to house more than 12,000 scrolls. Thousands of tourists visit this city yearly, and you should be one of them. Just don't miss out on what Alanya has to offer. This place is for adventurous travelers who love beaches. You have to visit this city in the summer. The Cleopatra Beach always swims with people and visitors. If you wonder why people travel from all over the world just to see this beach, the answer is in its name. Queen Cleopatra bathed in its waters with her lover, Marco Antonio. Thousands of tourists flock to this beach yearly. They also flock to the remains of its ancient castle. Imagine walking the floors that great kings and queens walked. Apart from the castle and the beach, you will find the Seljuk Ekmetic fortress and many ancient houses. These houses were constructed hundreds of years ago. But we cannot tell how old the Damlata caves are. This caves must have survived many human civilizations. It is more than 30 meters long, and you can enjoy the spectacular formations of stalagmites. If you don't really care for these memorable buildings and prefer ancient objects, you can find hundreds in the archaeological museums. Many of the artifacts in this museum date back to more than 50 BC. Tourists also consider Antalya to be an unforgettable tourist city. Hungry? Just walk down the paved streets and enjoy many street restaurants that sell delicious food and drink. This town loves its tourists, so it regularly throws entertaining theatrical and musical performances at the Asım İskan Cultural Center and the Antalya Theater. It is very rich in culture. You can find remains of ancient structures dating back to the 7th century. To crown it all, it also has a beach. Ever heard of a sandless beach? Well, have you ever seen one? The beach club located in the port is a lovable beach destination. You can even rent an umbrella to aid you in enjoying the weather. Mount Nemrut was carefully preserved by UNESCO. This mount is so spiritually significant because of its giant statues of ancient Armenian, Greek, and Persian gods. Hundreds of years ago, King Antiochus himself made Mount Nemrut the burial mound for ancient kings. It has survived the heat and weather of so many passing years. If you want to learn about the history of this place, you have to book a guided tour. While weaving through the burial sites of dead people, make sure to look up and enjoy the beautiful sunset. When your visit is over and you're feeling sad, comfort yourself with the local foods.